my policy.
Yeah.
We'll finish that
Oh,
conversation.
I just got it, I'm like, can't
No,
read
it's
it.
been I think Jim, I just don't know anything about it. Are you seeing it?
Nor did we until we got in it.
I
Hey,
think
Adam,
I've got stock in Bergman Farm this year.
did you?
My wife buys more corn from you. I cannot believe how fat the deer are in
You
my
and
yard.
everybody else,
The
I
deer and
can't keep up.
turkeys.
Alright, 6 o'clock, we call the Town of St. Croix Falls meeting to order. Evidence of proper notice.
The notice was posted on the town's website and out here on the bulletin board on January 13th.
Alright. Good. Alright. Roll call, please.
Katie Appel,
Here.
Will Bergman,
Yep.
Jeremy Hall.
Here.
Sharon Kelly.
Here.
Mike Dorsey.
Present. Approval of agenda.
Make a motion, we approve the agenda.
Is there a second?
Second.
Everybody in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Did you guys have a chance to look at the meetings from our last, or the minutes from our last meeting on 12/21?
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Everybody in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Alright, recognition of audience, if you have something you'd like to address the board.
Yes, I
Alright.
do. My name's Ron Mysick. I think I know most of you. Some of you I don't maybe know. I live on Bayview Drive. Just a comment. I sent you an email today on your town of St. Croix Falls website. Also, Katie, I don't know if you got it or not, because
I did.
I might have spelled your name wrong, then I had to resend it, so sorry about that. But I sent you, we couldn't go to the meeting last week because my wife had a bad cough and was sick, and I figured we didn't want to come here and get everybody else sick. So I watched it on YouTube, and there was a lot of questions that were brought up about timing and things like that. So I did a little investigating and talked to the marketing director at Trollhagen. And the lady explained to me, she says, well, this event's been a planned event there, and she says, it's on Forbes internet. And I said, oh, it is. And so she couldn't find it, but I found it. And so my point to everybody here is, I'm not in favor or approve of, or I can approve of Airbnb. I just want to state the facts of what happened there in the event that multiple things happened along with things before. So by pulling up this ad, I don't know if you can see the pictures really good about there's a band that they pulled up. It's I don't know if yours came up clean or clear or not, but if you want, I can show you the pictures better on mine because it comes up clearer, but I just wanted to make sure that, I know you can't talk about it here, and those are the things that I'm gonna send to the planning meeting too, and I'm gonna discuss because it's truly a big event that happened, and even on their Airbnb that they advertise, they say no parties or events, and it continues to go on. So I just wanted to make myself clear. I figured you didn't know who I was when I sent you the message, and I think back in April when they gave the tourist room housing, we have a few people here that are still on board, so that was my comments that I wanted to make, right? So you understood why I sent you a note. Okay.
Alright, appreciate the explanation, thank you. Anybody else? Alright.
Come on, Deb, you're the only other one here, Deb, come on. Say something.
Would I have to say my?
No, you don't want to, then, that's fine, go on.
Alright, committee, commissions, and employee reports, financial report.
Okay, so this is, as you know, the financial report's always through the end of the previous month. So this was through the end of the year. The last one, December. And you can go through it, but the very bottom, I mean, it pretty much, you know, besides the checks that were written out the whole month and the receipts received, the very bottom is the total and then I subtract out what we are holding for designated funds, so highway equipment funds from the CD, we still have 918, we can use that whatever you want, but you guys have to make a motion for me to move that, to an expense. The American Rescue Plan Act, those are remaining funds from that. And I don't know, I'm guessing that maybe will be used, you'll wanna use those for the truck, but I just want you to be aware, so those two funds are usable. The parkland dedication funds have to be used in a park, or, you know, if we wanted to put picnic tables up down at the boat landing or, you know, dock. And then the property payments, those will clear up as it is, so that's nothing we can use. But available funds that we had at the end of the year, besides those designated, were $123,863.80. And our 6-month operating, we've kind of said just 75,000, that's not looking at road work, that's just kind of keeping the building going and staff. So we've always, 75,000, if you take 75,000 away from that, we're $48,863 over that we could use for something this year that besides what we built into our budget, we can, so does that, I just wanted to I know I tell you this when we're doing the road work, when we're looking, I always try to tell you what we had carry over, so does that make sense? Do you have any questions? Okay.
Just that we need a motion to carry this over, right?
It's there, it's in our account, so when you're looking at, the road work and stuff, you
Okay,
can
so just keep
exceed, you've got your line items, and we usually add them all together and then break that down. Just know we can add about 50,000 into it, and we'll
Okay.
do the budget amendments.
Yeah.
We can do it right
As we
away,
go.
or we can do it as we go over on the budget.
So this is projected for the year or through right now?
This is as of 12/31.
It's actual.
From last
It's
year.
actual
Okay,
extra
okay,
money
okay.
from last year.
So like we get into May, we could be like adding a little more, well, we won't know
No,
because, I
no,
got you, okay, I
Nope,
got you, I got you.
nope, this
Yep,
year
yep,
we're
yep,
working
yep.
on our budgets, we got our revenue.
Now I
and-
understand,
So, yep.
But, so the CD is not earning,
No,
Interest.
it's money from a CD that was designated
Just
for
sitting
highway
in there.
funds, so
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have just kept that separate, we used
so can we
most of it.
put these funds into a savings account, so we're getting some sort of
They're in
interest on it?
savings.
Okay.
They're in our money market. It's,
Okay.
if you look at our
Just
money
allocated.
market, right, if you look at our 3 accounts, we've got the general checking, we've got
It's
the
in
money
that,
market, and then we've
Yeah.
got the tax account. The tax account will be washed out down to a couple thousand once
Yeah.
tax collection's done. It's all sitting in an interest-bearing account.
Okay.
And we look at that when it comes due to see if we wanna move it, right?
We've already cashed our
Yeah.
CDs, so
Okay.
we're good.
Yeah.
We're good, okay.
We're good.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Thanks for the
That clears
clarification.
it.
I never had to do this before because we had CDs, different accounts.
Right.
Now this is just saying, hey, and this whole big glump up here, this
This
What we
is
can use.
our ear, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and then the checks are just what were written out for December, and then the receipts. And I don't know if you have any questions, it's all pretty.
How come Kevin's was more than the others?
What's that?
Why is, Kevin's more than Kyle and Gus?
Kyle and Gus only made 3 meetings, it's $10 per meeting
I
attended, so if
gotcha.
they're not there,
They
they're
get
not gonna make
one,
money.
okay.
Make
Yep,
it.
gotcha.
And the one to me was for the wheels on the chairs. I never,
Yeah, and that will be in the disbursements that
Yeah.
we're approving here
just,
in the next
cause I'm super
report.
cool.
Any more questions about the treasurer's report?
I think we're sitting good.
Doing alright.
Mhm.
Steve, what do you got for your road report?
Well, I've been doing a lot of plowing snow, pushing snow back and sanding with this ice and snow, and guess we're getting it again tonight. During a couple of those storms, used the backhoe parts in 2 days to take any tree that was down in the ditches and move them completely far enough back so the wings or if a car does go in. In the spring, there's gonna be some major cleanup on 2 different roads, River Road and the Fairgrounds. As of right now, that's still the landowner's trees, if they want them, I'm hoping they'll take them, but in the spring, they'll go away. it'll come out as soon as the ditches firm up.
Could drop them off at my house.
Yeah, anyway.
Or mine.
Let's see, I did have, on the dump truck, I hit a metal object, would assume it cut the sidewall between the two tires in the back on the passenger side. Blew the one tire, well, when Polk County was gonna replace the tire, they're under 50% tread, so they said they can't do it. Had to either do them all, or 10 screw. So they put 4 new tires on it, and that, I talked with Mike before, that was a lot. Well,
Oh, yeah.
but, so we got brand new snow tires on it again right now, it's not a problem there, but it's going around a vehicle that was stuck in the road, and there's snack cord and all kinds of stuff laid out by the front of it, not too far from your grandkids.
Oh, Huh.
Anyway, and, right when I went around, about 2 miles an hour, here, I'm like, you
Huh.
gotta be kidding. So I assume they're clevis or something's in the road, I don't know, I couldn't find it. But,
So do you use a grader then when you're, cause some of those roads are really widened out nice. where you
I
can
have used the grader on the whole main corridor,
Yeah,
and any area where there was getting major drifts, I pushed it back with the grader, but it needs it again.
yeah, you can tell it really made a difference.
It's really hard the second storm after you use a grader though, unless you leave a lip, because now you're so wide, you don't know where the edge is,
Ah,
and, yeah, you don't wanna lose
Huh.
that edge. I don't know if you noticed the last time, by your house, I left a lip about that high out in the ditch,
Yeah.
so at least I can see that, and I know I'm 4 feet from that to the
Don't
bank.
they call that shelving or something?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good idea to leave that.
Huh.
Let's see, and then the other thing, I didn't have a problem with it, but it could have been a major problem, is the main bolt that holds the wind plow to the truck. The cotter pin came off and the nut was backing out. Anyway, I caught it, was just doing my walk around check, and, Will actually come in and help me put that, as a bugger trying to line that stuff back up there, so. But, I ordered a brand new bolt that's in here. When I get some downtime, I'm gonna take out, that was a spare that I've used for a year, and I wanna put a new one in there. And I'll throw that one back on the shelf, just so I have something in case this happens again, but the threads aren't perfect on it, and you lose that bolt, usually the wing goes under the truck, and it's usually bad.
You only got to buy new tires again.
Well, or, yeah.
yeah,
Um,
Where we're going, we're gonna have it another
So
year.
far, this year, we've been really good on no ice builds up on any of our roads. Usually by
Yeah.
now on 160, it's got ice dam all the way across it.
I agree.
But I think the snow's kinda insulating the creeks under there and they're still flowing. River Road, all the culverts that ice up are still good. If we do get it this year, I got backhoe and we'll chip it off anyway, but as of now, we're not having any of that problem. Let's see, oh, and my ice blades finally arrived for the grader. They came in yesterday, so I'm gonna get them put on and give them a shot. But they're a carbide insert with steel in the middle, so it actually, the carbides are what touches, so it'll leave lines, but they said it eats right through the ice. But, I guess other than that,
See, you didn't use a helper at all last month. The other guy, would it be a good idea to have him come up during the day when it's sunny out and, get familiar with things if we need him to plow at night or something?
sure.
I was just thinking, you know, I mean, you don't wanna take a new guy and throw him out there in the middle of the night.
No, you're right, you don't.
So maybe we could
Um,
familiarize him with
You do
things.
his paperwork already?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect, yeah.
yeah, I'll have to get with you, Janet, get his phone number, I didn't get that, but that's my fault, I just coming in,
He's
grab the
like
truck
way
and
off.
going.
Yeah, he's around during the day, so.
Actually, I could do some, probably the next day or two if he wants to go
Let
learn.
him help you with that bolt.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm just saying.
Give him
I mean,
some hours.
I tried all kinds of people to do it for that, and I'm just like, you were right there.
Yeah, no, it worked good. Just had to get a bigger hammer.
Alright, great.
Persuasion.
The other thing that Steve had given me, and I just put it in here,
Trap rock.
is from Trap Rock. That's that's that quote that,
That's for our chipstone
ye-
and FA2
Oh.
rock.
Yeah, 'cause we gotta have that, the county, what, by April?
Just the amount of miles that we're gonna do, they'll come out and
Yeah.
actually figure out,
Quantity.
yeah, so they can plug in the mileage.
but this is just so you have the
then-
material rate.
Oh, okay, great. And they'll
Something-
guarantee that through the summer?
Yes, that's our summer price.
Okay,
That was Jason, he's taking over for, what is it, Joe
okay.
down there from Trap Rock. During this last storm, I called in and had a vehicle towed, they just left it in the road. I mean, literally 6 feet from the snowbank, right up by, I don't know, Highway 35 and 140. Come around the corner, it's just right in the lane, you had to go all the way in oncoming traffic. County has no problem going. I don't know whose it was, didn't ask. No lights on it, nothing, 4 inches.
You plow around that one on Fairgrounds too?
That's Jeremy's.
I don't remember seeing one on Fairgrounds.
Yeah, they called me, I couldn't get it out.
Oh, yeah, just up by the farm there?
Yeah,
That thing wasn't even hardly in there.
yeah, I only had my
Bottom?
skid steer though, so,
Yeah, I took the snow as close as I could away from it.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, I could have packed that one in pretty tight if I wanted to.
I kinda figured.
We don't like to do that.
Who got that one out over here then?
I don't know who towed it.
Huh?
Yeah, the deputy come up and he goes, yeah, it's a hazard, it needs to go. I called the record, they got it out of there. But, yeah, if you had come off of the highway fast, you could have hit it, cause there's not even hazards on it, at our middle of the night.
Wow.
Any other questions for Steve? Think, sir? On to the clerk's report.
All right, the first item is the resolution, we did a budget amendment last month and it still wasn't enough to cover, highway expense went down. So this is just making the budget, right?
Make a motion to approve resolution 2301.
Second.
Roll call.
Sharon,
Yes.
Jeremy,
Yes.
Will,
Yep.
Katie,
Aye.
Mike.
Aye.
All right, and then the next page is the disbursements through the end of the year, from our last meeting. So it's basically, I just try to pay everything that I can before we start the new budget. I don't know if you have any questions.
Are we saving money with We Energies? That seems really high to me, but I know everything's gone up but it's still cheaper than propane, right?
I'd have to put it all
Is
together.
that for 1 month?
Yeah, but it seems like they're always a little bit behind. I mean, the last few months have been really low. And the door's been open. I don't know, are you using the other heater to heat up the air in there quick before the? So I mean, we've had a lot of storms too. Every time that door opens, you know, the only thing we can do to offset the furnace is to get the heater on in there to heat up the air.
Yeah. It just seems like a lot for 1 month, but like you said, some are way lower.
Well, and I'm trying to think, last month it was still, it's been, you know, it hasn't gone up until just now.
Do they send us a graph of use?
Let's see.
Or it could be online.
Right.
Hope Burnett has it online for my help. I can watch it.
I'm just curious. You can
You
look
guys
it
wanna
and see what
peek at it?
says. I mean, is it similar to last year or not, or looks pretty close? When did we go on the gas last year?
Yeah, it's pretty
I think we've
similar.
been on it,
Just a quick
It's
peek.
probably been a whole
I think
year.
it's been a whole year, and I
Yeah.
think the first bill
I
of
think so.
last year was
So,
pretty high.
Yeah, the bill before that was only $99.
Yeah, that's what I mean, they've
So
been
it's
really low,
something's
so for
weird
some
here.
reason, they always,
It's
and I
not there.
report
Yeah.
the therms
Yeah.
that they do
Yeah.
on there. So I don't know if it's the reading, when they do their reading, I just know last year too, it was January, it was high.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost identical to
Well, I
last
got
year.
real cool, yeah, no, yep, it seemed really high for.
Yeah, no, I know,
but
yeah.
Looking, again, last month was 99.63, so.
Which is weird. Kinda weird.
It got cold though, and like you said, as much as you had to be out.
Motion to approve the disbursements, right?
Yep, and then I didn't know, do you wanna do them both separate, or you can make a
We'll do
motion
all
for
from
both,
last
and
year
was there,
this year.
you can do whatever, I just didn't know if you had any questions on this year's either.
Or we can look through the next year's and, make it all one big motion, right?
Yep.
Scroll to the next page.
And again, it's all pretty straightforward, along with the first payment for the assessor and the first payments for the, fire and ambulance service.
I'll make a motion to approve disbursements number 331 through 344 and disbursements number 1 through 21.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Roll call, please.
Katie,
Yes.
Will,
Yep.
Jeremy,
Yes.
Sharon,
Yes.
Mike.
Aye.
And then you've got the year-to-date, through last year, and then the beginning year-to-date, for this year. I don't know if there's any questions, and of course, for the revenues, for this month and next month, they're gonna look a little funny. Maybe no, our meeting's the 15th, so it will be before the settlement. But then March, you'll see that general property taxes will actually indicate what our portion was. It's just the settlements, the timing of settlements, and right now it's showing all the taxes, so.
Any questions for Janet? We go through the year end, yeah. Zoning permit.
All right, the only ones I gave you are the building permit. And I did send this off to,
Was that in something else? I
I
don't
don't
see
see
it in
it
the
either.
packet.
zoning, you didn't get the zoning?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
You can tell us about it.
well, there's nothing new,
Yeah.
but I did send it, to Ben. They cleared off 6, they sent me finals that I just had missed. And then they had an additional 4 that they closed, so next month they'll kinda come off, a few, but it's still, I mean, not a lot, but anyway, just so that you know, I am trying to keep them current to what their
Great.
records indicate. And then there's a complaint letter that I received that's enclosed, and it's more, I think, regarding traffic on Nyberg Court when the Big Rock Creek,
Yep.
festivities are going on.
I did talk to Rock Creek about that.
Okay,
He called me, maybe 3 days before they were finished. So it was,
that, like, they're gonna run out there and do it when they are
yeah,
almost
and
done.
there is a lot of people, and so I went and looked on, Google Maps was wrong. And we've been continuously sending Google Maps updates. And, so it said, whatever. So anyway, it's straightened out now. It actually,
Oh.
there's only one Nyberg Court where there was 3 a year ago.
Oh,
And
wow,
it said, Rock Creek's driveway was Nyberg Court.
well, see, and it used to
Oh,
be
yeah, it
many
showed
years
that.
ago, but Google didn't exist when it was,
Yeah.
when it did,
Yeah.
I mean, wasn't that the old 80?
It was Highway
Yeah,
87.
87 through there.
Yeah.
So-
So anyway, hopefully that'll alleviate a lot of the traffic down there, but, I did tell him, if you want it on record, that, he has to write a letter, so he did.
Okay, and then, the other thing is that, Sharon received a phone call from somebody interested in being on the plan commission, who is Mark Thayer, but I know we've got a full board right now on the plan commission. We are still down 2, I think at least 2 on the Board of
Yeah, we had
Appeals,
another
so,
guy too that was interested in it.
okay,
What was his name? John?
on the plan commission,
Brent, Preview.
Yeah.
oh, for the plan commission,
Yep.
so there, yeah, okay.
And I don't know if this is the right time to talk about that, but I mean, we gotta decide how much we can miss and still,
Beyond.
Isn't there bylaws that say that? I thought there was bylaws and stuff for the plan commission that say that.
There is rules that get adopted that, if I recall correctly, say that you can miss a couple unexcused absences, so I don't know if they're notifying you ahead of time.
I am not
No.
maybe one or, I mean, maybe I got one notice,
I've never
here
gotten
and
a
there,
notice.
I get an email, I mean.
Yeah.
Okay,
So do we maybe want to put that on the agenda to set a to review those and
Just to make sure that there's,
change them if
yeah,
they
I'm
need to be
pretty sure
changed?
because there was an issue with somebody not attending previously, so
We did put them in.
I'm pretty sure it is, but I wasn't involved with the plan commission, I just remember
Okay, so we can add that to the next agenda and chat about it.
Mhm.
Maybe we should.
Well,
Would we
Well,
need to
you guys
notify
would
them, or-
review, or?
You don't really need to, I mean, I can look, Mike,
Okay.
and just figure out exactly where that provision is.
Okay,
And then either one of you two can maybe just remind the plan commission,
Okay.
even at the next meeting or before
Yeah.
the next
Right
meeting,
now,
that there's
we're-
an attendance
Requirement.
requirement of some
Yeah.
sort.
Out of all our committees, did we ever replace Jim Beistel? Wasn't he on?
he was on the Board of
Board of
Appeals.
Reviews? So we. he
So
got
he's, yeah, we
replaced
already
by-
had,
okay.
we're already down, and now he's gone too.
That's what I'm
So
saying, so we.
I think there's 2 or 3
we could
positions on the
review
Board of
our
Appeals.
committees Again, I guess.
What's that?
We could review who's on our stuff. Do we need a motion for that, like next
Well,
month?
We do
you
that
can,
as-
that's just public knowledge, and
okay.
we appoint every June, but we've
You
been having
can
spots to
appoint, right?
fill on the
Yeah.
Board of Appeals every
Right.
month, but there's nobody,
Okay.
unless you wanna ask these two to be
Right.
on it.
I mean, when's the last time we had a Board of Appeals? It's been
1
a couple of years, wasn't it?
There wasn't anything last year, I think there
Okay.
was one the previous year,
Okay.
1 or 2 in the early,
So it's not a very active
no,
group.
no.
And they might
But
be
we
reaching
do
out to
need
be
members on it though, for
Yeah,
when we
no,
do
can,
have.
Look at that, but that's something we can just appoint, like you said.
Yeah, it's just a
You
matter
can, you
of
don't
appoint,
need
yeah,
it.
it's just a matter of putting it on the agenda once we have somebody who's interested
Okay.
in appointing them.
So if you'll review it, and you'll remind everyone.
Yes. At the
Starting
next
as
plan
of, like,
meeting.
Perfect, starting the new year.
Yep.
Well,
Okay,
they've all already missed one.
and then the other, we have a business, the tire business on Highway 8 wants a dealership.
What does that
What does
mean?
that mean to us?
Well, we
They
don't
wanna sell
have
more
it
than
in
5
our
cars.
ordinance as a special exception or a permitted use. It's
Right.
always just been tire, we have auto sales,
What's the difference?
selling cars,
Yeah, but
used
So many a
and,
year.
I
used
thought you
and
meant a
new.
tire dealership.
So did I.
Yeah,
No,
They would be
no.
an automobile dealer.
Yeah.
Used cars.
Yes, yeah, and I guess they needed a salvage permit because for the tires. So I signed a salvage permit and I told them, this is just for tires, you are not a salvage business. Now he sent me one and I asked Adam, I said, I've gone through these, I don't see anything in either the special or permitted. And he reviewed and he did not either, so that's something we need to,
Did you
This
say
is
we
Tires
add
Plus, right?
auto sales?
This is Tires Plus we're talking?
If you
Yeah.
guys want to allow an auto dealership in the
Is that
commercial,
different than auto sales?
no,
accessory sales,
it's auto
It's-
parts that's in there.
yeah, how is it
not-
worded, auto accessory sales
There's
or
not a
something?
provision.
There's not a
in-
provision for
in it for
cars, sales.
dealerships. So if you guys want that, we'd have to add it, I guess.
And I'm gonna have to call him now and tell him, you can't do this right now.
He's already started.
Well,
He
I
did,
thought
pretty
they were-
much since they,
so
if they open.
he's assuming that his salvage license is good for, so he had to have
it's
salvage.
just good for tires is
Yeah.
what I told
But
them.
he's kinda using
Now he
that.
wants
Wants to
another,
sell cars.
now he wants me to get the state permits. I have to sign off on, the town has to sign off on this, but it's not a permitted use or,
Well, then we can't sign off on it.
No. no.
We can put it on the agenda to see if we want to
That's
add it.
To amend our ordinance? I mean, is that
I would
something
say
you want
put
the
it on
plan
the
commission to
Special-
consider?
Yeah, the planning commission should look at it.
When-
I would-
Would you want it as a special, recommend that they look at it as a special exception, or wait to see what they recommend?
You can do 5 a year. I don't know if we can talk about this right now, sorry. I would
Let's,
say recommend them
Let's put
to,
it to the plan
I
commission.
would agree.
See what
Okay.
they recommend.
let's
Okay.
take a look at it.
Okay.
And then,
Is it two different businesses now?
There is,
Did the storage unit?
the storage unit is still there,
But
and
is
then
it a
they bought
separate
the,
owner?
I know, I'm sorry, LLCs, they're all different LLCs. So the tire business, they've got all these different, I think it's still
But
the
is there
same name.
different, like,
They're all different LLCs.
is it all one
Is there a
lot?
limit to how many LLCs you can have on a property?
No,
That's what I mean, is
They're
it
gonna
all
run out of
one
room
lot?
there, I mean, I guess.
Well, I know
they're
they're strapped now, yeah.
the lot has got the storage in the back,
Well,
and then it's got the tire place in front, and whatever else they've
Let's
got
let the
out
plan
there.
commission look at it and see what they think.
Okay, and then the last thing, I'm sorry, but there's just a bunch. Because the last meeting, Adam told me to follow the same procedure that we did for the storage sheds. And I don't know, I was assuming that we could have the public hearing at this meeting for the complaint on the tourist housing.
Rooming house.
Anyway, our ordinance says it has to be done at a plan commission. I did send them, I emailed them right away and I emailed you because I knew you had people contacting you. Anyway, they came in and said that they will not be here. I had it all ready to go for next month, but they will not be here next month.
But we can still.
So they wanna
discuss it.
wait, they asked to wait until March. I told them, I don't know if you guys would be willing to do that. They said they would have somebody that could be present, I guess one of their bookkeepers or something. But I'm just asking you because they asked me to ask you.
Do we only highly request them to be at the board meeting or at both?
Public hearing.
Public hearing,
Yeah, it's a
okay,
Public
so
hearing
yeah.
to get to plead their case.
Would they be able to come to both in March?
I think so. That's what they're asking, to wait till March. They're gonna be out of the country, I guess.
I'd recommend that if you're gonna look at pulling somebody's special exception, just from a procedural due process standpoint, unless you guys
Let them
feel
be
really
here.
strong about it,
Let them be here.
I'd probably.
I'm just asking you what she asked me to ask you.
I'd probably wait till March, just
I'm good with that if you guys are.
Yep.
Just takes about away one potential
We'll
argument that
Put
they
it on
can
the
make.
plan commission in March for a public hearing for rental.
And then it'll be on the agenda for time.
And then it'll be on our next agenda in March.
Yep, so it'll be the 8th and the 15th. 8th of March, public hearing, 15th of March meeting.
Time's the first, no?
I got that, yeah. That's
Ooh.
okay.
You should be on the 8th.
Of March.
You'll be here the 15th.
Thank you, Jenna.
Anybody have any supervisor reports?
Did anybody else get an email from Ben Campbell?
Yeah.
About what?
Is
So
it-
that, I'm assuming
Is it
that's,
spam? I didn't.
Hi-
I
yes.
didn't-
I'm
Yeah,
assuming his email got hacked, not our new ones.
yeah, I agree.
So
Yeah, I
I
didn't get
an
anything.
email.
I know,
if you
'cause
don't,
I've
Carol,
gotten an
read,
email
it's
from you.
definitely spam, it says.
I'm not a sender.
Right, I know.
Yeah, no, he got, cause I've got no other junk in this
I'm
new
not a
email,
receiver.
except for that one where my last one was crazy. It just said, hello, I'm planning to surprise some of the staff with gift.
Oh, I did
Your
get that one.
So,
Yeah, I
yes.
just knew
So
that
that
was,
was on
yeah.
him though, not our end, correct?
right.
Okay,
Yeah, I wish I didn't.
Always
open
look at their email.
what it comes from,
Yeah,
so it's not
cause
their
it's
real one.
usually,
Yeah.
it will be a name or.
Yeah, no, this has
Yeah.
been super clean since we switched over. So that's
it.
fantastic.
How's yours working, Jeremy?
Yeah, alright, we like that. I have no reports other than things we've already covered. So we're on a new business. Need to set the time and date and location for our open book and board of review meeting. Resolution 2302.
March 30th.
So what are our parameters, Janet? So is that under caucus notice or caucus agendas?
The caucus is later on. This is for the open book and board of
Oh,
review.
I'm looking at the wrong.
And so
Totally
these basically are just one day off from what we did this year.
So we want it on March 30th, right?
The open book and the open
We don't
book
have
has
to
to
be
be
here.
done prior to the
Oh,
board of
yeah.
review, and the board of review has to be within a period of time. So the one that you will be here for is the 26th
Of March?
April.
of April. And then March 30th, you will only come if you wanna talk to him about your assessments.
Got it.
So 26th of April, we have to be here.
What's it, like 6 to 8 or something?
6:30 to 8:30.
You need this is a resolution, I'll make
Yes,
a
cause
motion
we're setting
for
the dates.
resolution 2302.
Second.
6:30 PM.
Okay.
Roll call, please.
Will,
Yep.
Sharon,
Yes.
Katie,
Yes.
Jeremy,
Yes.
Mike.
That is April 26th, 6:30.
6:30.
Yep. And this is the one we have to be here for the full 2 hours.
Oh, this is the one we
Discuss
have to bring
refreshments
food,
after.
yeah. Food.
Alright, this next one is consider, IT and webpage support contract. So I got a quote from, the Bitworks to, basically take care of our needs on the webpage. So what their quote is a year of hosting the web page for $245. You gotta have a SSL certificate, and that's $100, 99. And transferring files over is 115. So it'd be $689 a year.
What do we pay now?
Under 600.
Why are we looking at a different one?
Just cause I got frustrated with Lighthouse when I was trying to get this stuff set up and switched over with my email. And I called and left messages, didn't hear back from them. And so then I called Bitworks and he answered his phone and got me set up right away. So then I'm thinking, do we wanna have a place that's 2 miles down the road or somebody in Superior? I mean, I know it's basically a remote business, but
So what will that need for, like Janet changing things?
it'd stay the same.
I don't wanna work with Bitworks.
Okay.
I don't think their support, I mean, the issues, they
I
called
thought
me
they
and
were
didn't,
great.
they called me and couldn't get into your email. I'm like, I was in there.
They couldn't get in there because they didn't have a username and password that worked.
I had it and I told them, I gave it to you, I logged in there.
Okay.
I want somebody who knows the ins and outs of a web page. So if you wanna change our web page, I wanna go to a web page designer group.
That's what this guy does.
I just don't, I have never had good luck with either EasyEd or Bitworks. When they come in, they can't even hook up to the copier without issues and the copier guy having to come.
Has Lighthouse helped us with any of that stuff?
They haven't had to.
I know, but that's
They're
what I'm
not our IT guy. I'm okay with an IT, but when it comes to the Lighthouse webpage, he's phenomenal with helping me when I have issues with our website. And he's always helped me. I mean, the second I called and said they're having issues, he made me the administrator now to change the password. I changed it, I went in, and they still couldn't get in. I said I was just in there.
Okay.
I don't want you to fill me with somebody who's, I really am good with Roger, and I want a reputable company.
Well, I'm not,
And I've stepped up, I've taken on the zoning, I've done everything you guys asked me. I just feel like you're gonna really throw me out to them when I'm maintaining it and I have a good relationship with Roger.
How did we know, where did Roger come about?
He was back in the beginning with the first web people we went with. And then he took over the business 10 years later.
Okay.
So we've been with it since 2005. I'm just saying, if I have issues, then I'm gonna walk away from the
I know,
webpage.
okay, but I could argue the same thing.
That's fine,
I had
that's you.
issues and I called Roger multiple times, left messages and didn't hear word one back from
He
him.
said he never got your phone call.
Well, okay, I mean, he answered
I'm-
it previously a year ago, so it's,
Okay, I don't know, that's fine, you
I'm
guys
just-
are the board, you guys can say what goes, you guys do whatever, but if it's too much for me, I'm sorry,
Okay.
I'll walk. I mean, I don't need to, you guys throwing me under the bus
Well,
with
it's
stuff.
not that at all, Janet. I don't know why you're taking this so personally, because it's not meant to be a personal attack to
It's
you.
a huge database,
Okay,
it's
but
huge.
how often do we mess with it?
I'm in there almost once a week at least.
Uploading minutes and meetings and.
Yes,
Okay.
and we use that as a posting. So if I can't post on there, then I gotta go to the 3 locations. Cause that's what state statute
I
says. So
understand
if
that.
I'm having issues,
Okay, I guess I'm looking at, if we have trouble, it's nice to have somebody close.
Or can we just change
can we
the
have an
email?
IT guy there?
What's that?
They can be our IT for the computers. When it comes to that huge web page,
Okay.
and I'm okay if you wanna shop it out,
Well, you're
what
not,
is
because that's what we're arguing about right
Bitworks does this, does Bitworks do the cities?
No, Easy IT does.
Easy IT does, I'm okay with, if you guys wanna shop it out, but the second there's issues, I'm gonna be posting and I'm gonna walk away from it.
I understand that. I'm just saying, look, just like you're frustrated with us thinking about moving, I've
I
been
am.
frustrated with his service. you know, that's why I went to these guys and said, hey, give me a price, you know? I mean, they have a person that does just web pages. You know, the guy that's been up here with the copier and stuff, he's like out and sets up computers, not web pages. So, I mean, it just got brought up for discussion.
So is there,
Well, I already know you three are gonna vote on it, and that's fine,
Janet,
I'm
that's
okay,
not
do
true.
what
You
you
know
wanna do, and if I
No,
have
no,
issues,
okay.
you guys will look for somebody then.
That's
I
not-
can't,
Okay.
I just wish you would come and talk to me, because
I
I'm
did
the
talk to
one,
you.
I'm the one that's on the phone all the
You
time
and I
with him
talked
and
about
running the
this
thing.
before.
And I've always had support
I knew
from
that you were
Roger.
against it, you know, but it's, I don't know.
Okay,
what-
well, so that, yes, you knew I was against it, but
Yeah.
you still are bringing it, and that's
Yeah, I know.
fine, do
Because there's
whatever.
multiple people, that's why I thought we could talk about it, I'm not
Well, I don't have
personally
any
attacking
problems with
you.
Roger, every time I call him, he calls me back.
Okay,
And when I had to set up my email, cause I use a Mac at home, so the instructions are a little bit different. And I just gave him a call and I said, okay, here's what I'm trying to do. And I put him on speakerphone and I had all my equipment set up in no time at all, and then when I tried to set yours up, but I didn't have I had your email wrong. So that's why that didn't work, but it would've worked if I would've had your name spelled right.
and that's fine, I just brought it up for discussion, it's not a done deal. You know, if we stay with Roger, then we need to have a phone number that we can, or a way to get a hold of him. So can you provide us with that if we don't go, or, you know, if we don't choose to switch? I mean, that's kinda what I'm hearing right now. We gotta have a way to get a hold of the guy.
Yeah.
Oh, I
get-
agree, and that's why I don't understand what the problem was, because he's phenomenal with
Well,
me,
okay.
and he was good with you, so
Well,
I.
maybe he's got your number plugged into his phone and not mine, you know what I'm saying?
I sent him an email and called him, he got back to me, but
And that's fine, so, I mean,
I've never
If-
called.
maybe we have wrong
But I don't know
numbers,
how to
or
that works.
like you're saying, just
if
you
we
need a number
choose
to
not
call.
to go with them, it doesn't matter, I just want
I
somebody,
don't know Bitworks, I've never worked with them, so.
I just
don't
want somebody
have
that
any-
answers their phone and helps us. Who,
Are you still not, is one of you still not in?
I'm not in,
Oh.
You're still not in.
no, but I haven't put any effort into getting in. Cause I like getting it in paper.
Well, give me your little laptop and I'll set it up for you, I can do that.
I guess I don't have an opinion on it. I mean, I don't know why I would pay for something more, but in the same, like I do like buying stuff locally from people. But I don't know the process of how much time you put into it every week either, so I really don't have an opinion on it.
okay,
Seriously, if you want, I will set that up for you, and I did mine, I can do yours.
I mean, you guys are happy with them, that's fine, you know, we can stay with,
Is it too much
With
if
Lighthouse.
we have an issue to give it to you to fix? Like, I feel like then we'd be dropping stuff on you.
Well, I'm not an IT person, all I'm
Me
saying is that when it came to the websites, and there's some phenomenal websites out there with people who work really, I'm not an IT person, so he's always worked with me, and I work really well with him.
okay.
That's why I feel like if it's going good, but why you'd wanna yank me out from that, but
It's not,
I'm,
it's
I
not
don't remember
anything
yanking
personal,
you
it's
out,
not
yeah.
personal with you, okay? It wasn't intended to be that. You know, so don't take it that way, cause that's not, you know.
I'd say, see
I would say
how
we-
Roger does
That's fine,
going forward, give Roger a call, give him make sure you have his number, he has your number. I mean, I've not had any
So,
issues with him,
would-
but
Is it Bitworks?
it works, yeah.
Do they, like, if she drove over there and like gave him the paperwork to put on the website, is that what is
no, she
covered
wouldn't have to
in
do
it?
that, it would be exactly the same, but you know what,
but
it's,
they're all different programs, so I'd
No,
have to
it's-
So
learn
she
the
would still
whole
log-
new database
So she
to
would log
put
in
into there.
and do it, or he would do all that work?
what?
She would have to log in and put it in like she does
It
now?
would be the same, it would just be a different company that would service it.
Well, he'd be
But
hosting it.
you know what,
Bitworks would
if
be
you're
in that.
happy with what he's doing and you guys are happy, I'm fine with staying with Roger, I'm just saying, we need to have a contact that he's gonna answer. Okay, is that fair with everybody?
Yeah.
Alright, so that's the end of that.
And if it continues to be an issue, then we bring it up again and see what,
Yeah,
look at it.
yeah, at least we have a ballpark idea what it would cost to go to have somebody else take care of it.
Like things like websites, if it ain't broke, don't try to fix it.
Yeah. No, I'm fine with that. Alright, item C, approve training if any. Does anybody have any training that you'd like to go to?
Isn't there a towns association meeting,
There is.
district ones? I was gonna bring that, it's in the,
It's in the area or
yeah,
something.
it's in the magazine. It's in Hayward, it's the same one I go to every year.
Someone
They have
I
this,
thought- Didn't they have something close by that was coming up here soon?
I was at the Brown Town.
no, it's at the
Ooh.
Das House.
Yeah.
Das, not,
In
in
Cumberland?
Cumberland, not Hayward, Cumberland. It's always at the
But don't
Das.
they usually do that on a Saturday? I think is it this year too, or no? No,
I
okay,
forgot to bring it.
let me know and I'll sign you up for it.
Okay. I'll have to sign this.
That one is on Saturday.
Is it
I've been
on
to that one
Saturday?
before. Yep. I think what you're talking about at Browtown is the Polk County unit
Yeah.
of the
Yeah.
association. They typically meet there.
Yeah, and that meeting is coming up too.
Correct.
Yeah, I saw that one too.
Does anybody else wanna go to the,
Mm-mm.
It was interesting, because last year, that's when they had, all this new training on, it was the board of review stuff, cause we had to go through board of review training. And the video that they made, I mean, this is how nuts people think. Everybody in the video is wearing masks. Do you think you can understand a word anybody says in the video? So we all had to sit there and listen to that video for an hour or whatever, and it was the dumbest thing ever, because nobody could hear a word they were saying. It was, yeah, that's exactly what it was. It was dumb.
Back to public comment. Do you guys have any more comments?
I do this one. So my
Please state
question.
your name.
Okay, yeah, nice. Okay, so I think maybe Janet answered my question there. I wondered who took over Jim Old's job, since he isn't here. He was, back when we did the licensing. And I just, does she just?
Is she doing?
Jen's been taking care of some
I'm
of it. She's been-
administrative.
Yep,
Okay, so.
we've hired, the building inspector to, help us out with some of that.
He is technically the zoning
Yeah,
administrator.
he
Okay,
technically is
yeah,
the zoning.
because,
Okay, I see.
What's your,
I'm gonna
oh, I'm
butt in
sorry, it's
just a
public
second.
comment, I can't comment.
I'm gonna put in a second. I contacted Jason at zoning because he informed me that, in the past, all the zoning for the township had rules for transit housing and bed and breakfast, and then they had rules for the county. He informed me that the county no longer does it, it's just the township does it. So the question came up is, well, where do you send stuff, or what do you do, or, where do you get your permits? So he answered that question, and he did say that the only thing he handles is zoning ordinance on the lake. After they come out with that shoreline book, that kind of thing. So I just didn't know, and I'm assuming Jen's probably doing most of it now, whatever comes in, so. Sorry.
Okay, well, and my next question is, when I heard you commenting about waiting until March, to resolve this transient housing, which has been going on from, I think it was the 8th of November to the 23rd. So realistically, I know you talked about it in the December meeting, and I thought the planning commission met every month, the second week, which they didn't meet in January. So then it has to go to February, and now they're asking till March. I mean, this entire time they're renting. I just think that's kind of a long time. I mean, because the longer it goes.
That was my mistake, because I thought we were doing it at this town board meeting.
Yeah.
And when I went to do the notice and pulled out from the last time we did this, we did it at the plan commission meeting. So then I went to our ordinance to see, do we have something there that we had to do this at the plan commission meeting? And we did. I was off that week that we had the meeting in December. I would have had to been here on Thursday, and had I known, I would have, to get the notices out to do the publications that are required for the public hearing in January. That's why it was not done in January, is because I did not realize it had to be done at the plan commission meeting.
And I didn't either when we were.
So that is my fault.
Well,
It's not, it's.
none of us really.
Well,
then it goes to
anyway,
March.
but we're back to public comments, so we're listening to you, but we can't really.
Yes, I
Right.
understand, I understand that, it just seems like, you know, if you're doing some sort of violation and then you can continue on for 4 more months before it's even looked at or dealt with. It's a little confusing to me.
And it's an importance thing for them, just to let you know, it's importance, they're looking at their permit. You would think that would happen, but,
Yeah. I agree there, I mean, that would, for me, that would be worth, I mean, canceling a vacation or letting someone else, you know, their person talk with them. I mean, this isn't something minor, I wouldn't think, I don't know, it depends how people relate to rules. Are you respectful to rules or not? Or, you know, can I just write a note? Or, I mean, I know what I've gotten, thank you notes, sorry notes, flowers, candy.
Okay, thank you.
So, well, I just think sometimes people have to learn to be respectful and make decisions and that kind of thing.
Okay,
Make it right.
thank you.
I want to end with a positive note.
All right,
You're doing a hell of a job on the roads. I mean,
Yeah, he
they
is,
are really
he is.
good compared to other
Yeah.
counties.
You know what,
In Menominee, I can give you an example of Menominee, it's like an ice skating rink.
Yeah.
So the roads are very nice, and our road down there on 140th, it doesn't get any sun, and, it's actually pretty good, so.
something the board's allowed me to do this year that we didn't do in the past is I went to straight 30%
Mm-hmm.
instead of 5 and then adding all the brine. I'm still using brine, but the 30% makes a big difference.
Mm-hmm. Especially with warm weather.
Oh yeah, that helps.
I just wanted to end those comments on a positive thing.
all right, thank you for your comments. Next item is set time and date, and subject matter. Anybody have anything you wanna add to the next board meeting?
Oh, maybe I'll have, we might have a draft of the, wind and solar county ordinance, for us to review too by then, cause the draft was, they have the draft pretty much completed, and then it was going to like the DNR and I don't know.
So that'd just be information for
Yeah,
us.
just
not-
information, but then that applies to us, we don't have to have our own, because that applies to the whole county.
It's a permitting or a license ordinance, not a zoning ordinance that they're working on? Cause it won't apply to us if it's a zoning ordinance.
No, it's a license ordinance because it applies, I specifically asked, it applies to everywhere in the county, so we don't have to worry about doing one of our own.
I think it's falling, they're combining it with the towers.
Yeah.
The wind towers.
Yeah, it's wind, solar,
So if we don't like it, we could be more strict than theirs.
Mhm.
yeah,
Well,
kind of,
so long as you follow the state law, which is,
yeah.
doesn't allow you to be very strict.
It'd be like, yeah.
There you go.
All right, so we're good, we're on next month, we're meeting on the 15th,
You know,
and
15th?
next item, I thought that the first is on a Wednesday.
Yeah, the 15th at 6 PM.
All right,
We
next,
adjourn out of this one, or what do we do?
We'll adjourn this one unless you wanna come back in, and then we'll wait until 7 o'clock to start the caucus.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
all right,
I'll second.
everyone in favor,
Right.
Aye. opposed?
So you're all done with the meeting now?
Are you shutting that off?
thank you.
I can put it on, well,
I don't
yeah,
think
hang on a
so, I
second.
think she was.
Not
Okay, well, I went to all that, charging system on this grader.
Yeah.
Notice
No.
one thing, it started
Just got loaded.
Oh. I don't need this.
I'll cackle from the back.
We'll go to that.
We used to do that in church.
So we're calling the 2023 caucus to order. Do we have to read the
So-
full notice?
No, oh, do you want me to read the
No,
notice?
I'm,
Oh,
I believe that it was posted wherever.
Yes,
wherever
yes.
It should have been posted.
yep,
So we need to establish a chairperson.
so since Mike is, the chairperson is up for, is on the ballot, you need to, designate a chairman, so somebody just needs to move to have Mike chair and second.
I make a motion for
Here,
Mike
come on, go.
I'll second.
to be chair.
Alright, come on up and run the meeting.
No, Mike,
Oh,
You're
I
chair.
thought you said somebody else had to be.
No, well, no, because you're there, they just have to make somebody, but they're keeping you there, that's why I said you have
okay.
to make,
We
have
just
Mike.
voted to do that.
Nice
So-
try, you got
yeah.
awfully fast. You got awfully
So
fast.
You
who
sure you
was
wanna
the
sit there?
second, who was the second, Jeremy or, oh, Mike, okay.
Alright, next we have to establish a poll list.
Everybody's known and everybody is in the town.
I nominate Sharon Kelly.
Okay, we need to,
Oh, well, two
Maybe
tellers.
tellers.
stop.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, and then we gotta decide, are we gonna do this by voice vote or by
Yeah.
hands?
For tellers?
Okay, who would like to be tellers?
I'll be a
Katie,
teller.
it's usually Katie and I.
Okay, Katie and Sharon?
Sorry. We retract our motion.
No, that's not, oh, you didn't make a motion on that, did you?
For Jeremy.
Oh, I thought you were not.
You're on the
Oh,
wrong
for
line.
Jeremy to
If you
be-
need an agenda, you're on the wrong line, buddy. Sharon and I.
Okay,
Alright, we're gonna go through the next thing if there's a tie.
We're definitely followers.
You guys are done for. Here, I'll give you guys this. We're on line 5.
So we're at line 7 now?
We have too many left, so this one.
yep,
That's where I thought we were.
Alright, we're taking nominations for town chairperson.
I'll nominate Mike Darcy.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Alright, is that all we need now?
you say it 3 times.
What do I have to say? 3 times?
Any more nominations?
Any more nominations? Any more nominations? Any more nominations?
Okay. So nobody can come back and say.
Oh yeah, I was gonna go, but you guys didn't wait. Alright, next nomination is, for town supervisors. Can I nominate?
I make a motion to
Okay.
nominate Sharon Kelly.
Is there a second?
I second it.
Is there any more nominations?
I make a motion to nominate Jeremy Hall.
I'll second that.
Alright. Is there any more nominations? Any more nominations? Any more nominations? Alright. So, we gotta sign, everybody's gotta sign
Okay,
paperwork that was nominated?
Yep, and I'll just, Sharon and Katie will sign this and you as well for the nominations that were made.
Okay, now we need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Is there a second? Alright, everybody in
Who
favor?
was it?
Aye.
Sharon?
Deb did.
Oh, Deb.
Alright, thank you all.
Okay, you guys need to be about this much quicker. You were there, but not quite. Not quite.
Now, do we have to go back into open sessions for the regular board meeting or is it done?
That's done, yep.
And not properly reported.
Yeah, really.
Alright,
Thank you.
thanks for the nomination, guys.
See you next month,
Yeah,
ladies and
thanks for the
gentlemen. Have a good one.
nomination.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta get rid of this.
This was the,
Okay.
that's the email I
I
have.
think I had.
All right, so that's for Mike, Katie, and Sharon to sign. That's for Mike. That's for you. That's for you.
He called me back twice before I even answered, and I didn't say the number in the phone.
Okay. Easy. No problem.
Do you decide first? You got a pen?
I think we each get our own, right? This one here is for you and Sharon.
Oh, yep, Katie, you and Sharon, you'd be the caucus chair and they're the tellers.
Did I mention my property taxes went down?
They went down?
I've had quite a few people
You're
come in that were
I've been
surprised.
overpaying for 10 years, so
Oh,
yes, they did.
But mine went up 500.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that ain't bad.
500, should I be going for the board review?
I think that's bad. Look, your evaluation, I'm sure went up.
Sign here, Libby.
Yeah,
Oh,
I went
yes,
down
you're right.
300. That's how much I've been overpaying,
Is
so
this,
even with,
is this off?
It is, right?
No, good call.
how come the caucus chairperson didn't sign this?
Oh, he just handed it, he got his,
Yeah, he still has to sign.